Good afternoon. Welcome to Throwback Sunday Live. It's one with a difference. It's not one where I would normally travel the areas and or the places that I grew up. I'm talking about the city of St. George's, the historic city of St. George's and its streets and colonial style buildings and names of places with French and Spanish influences that we have had. Welcome to another month. Yes, June too soon is in our midst, and it's the first day of June. May 2025 is history. Just imagine that. January, February, March, April, May. Brother Jason, what's up, man? Seems as though you're just chilling today. What's the weather on your end? What is the weather on your end, man? Thank you for joining the live as always. Yep, big up to you. Yeah, yes, a new month is here. June is here. Again, as with each passing second, minute, hour, day, the challenges are real. Yes. We have to face So let me tell you, let me just give you a bit of backdrop, Brother Jason. So I was born and raised in the city, Granville to be exact. But my roots is Mama Can. Yes? And you would hear me emphasizing roots because my mother, Mama Kiana Yele, ensured that during our primary school years, and when I say, I'm talking about my sister and I, never once we stayed in the town during the summer holidays. If school ended Friday, either that very said Friday or Saturday, we were on a bus headed to Mama Can. School opening Monday, on Sunday, we would be on Sweet Rosette headed back to town. So my grounding, that which made me into what I am today, is Mama Can. Yep, there was no time for St. George's. For the matter, there ain't much that you can gather or even plant in the city. And I'm thankful, I am forever thankful for that grounding. Just so you know, Brother Jason, yeah? My roots family members, and I mean, it's so big, quite a lot of them, I still maintain a presence up there, yeah? Though most, if not all of my family members, what I included, father, now deceased, left and gone away. I have a presence there. And will continue for as long as I have the breath of life, the health and the strength. Yeah. In fact, I had just recently an uncle. He too was one that had to go up similarly during the summer months. And when he came, well, even prior to him coming, he spoke in terms of us doing back to roots, I refer to it, back to roots in Mama Can, and specifically an area called Conmalé. If you go through the playing field in Mama Can and you veer left way up in the hills. So I hope sometime during this month, definitely sometime during this month, to retrace or return to that area where my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, and other family members once stayed. Oh yes, man. So look forward to that. Look forward to that. I'm going to attempt to either do it live or take videos. I would prefer to do it live, but if that doesn't materialize, I will take pictures and do editing and post it up. Yes, back to my roots. Yes, another one of my childhood stomping grounds. Yeah. So yeah, as I say, welcome to this live. Welcome to another new month. It's June. Yeah. The year is moving along quickly. For the past few days, I must say, let me just show you. We've been having some, I won't call it inclement weather, some very, very cloudy condition, misty and white. And I think I heard talk about us feeling the effects of the Sahara dust. And it is evident to me. We're still having to intermittently rainfall. Yeah? And I mean, just look at the greenery. Look at the lush greenery here. And look at the gray clouds that hovers above. Yeah. Again, I have to keep thinking about this dry season because it was definitely a dry season with a difference. The likes I have never seen before. I've never seen that before. Yeah. I can't say we actually had a dry season because we had more rain. There was more rain than anything else. Yes. We look forward to the rainy season and we don't know what the rainy season will bring. You know, we just had to hope for the best. Yeah. Yes, folks, as it is there now, mangoes abounds. We have mangoes, different variety of mangoes with a little rainfall, man. If you look, let me just show you straight ahead here. That tree in front of me here is a peach mango. As it is now, I'm having one. I have one at the back. That is a Julie, well, that is ripening and falling frequently. Yeah. We have varying fruits around this time. I think sapodilla is in. Yeah. We have maybe just a few months ago golden apple. I see the sugar apple is taking a load. I have a chebef tree. Let me just show you in the distance right there. That tree right there is a custard apple. Chebef. Yeah. It's blooming. Lots of flowers. In fact, that would be the second time that it would be producing fruits. Delicious. It has a sort of a texture as the sapodilla. Yes, very delicate at the touch once ripe. Yeah. How is it going on, you all? And again, where I'm at here, it's post midday. It's 12:51. I'm quite sure for a lot of you in other parts of the world, it's nighttime, late evening, and possibly morning. It's already Monday in some parts. Yeah, whatever you're doing here, I hope you're having a relaxing, enjoyable day today. Yeah, preparing mentally and otherwise to face the challenges of another work week, another Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it continues. Yeah. The aim today was to do my usual Throwback Sunday Live along that Lucas Street. And those of you who are familiar with Lucas Street, I oftentimes wonder where exactly Lucas Street starts and ends. But let me give you my take. Lucas Street for me begins and ends at the roundabout. That's we call that area there. It's near to the old Governor General's home. It intersects with the road that goes down to Loder's Lane and the one that goes down to Tempe Maras Hill. Yeah. So the intention for me was to walk from that end all the way back to Market Hill. And I'm thinking that Lucas Street ends at that intersection. Yeah? What do you think? What is your take? And I'm subject to correction here. Yeah? So the plan was to do that whole street, yeah, to kind of go back in times as to the buildings, personalities, etc. Yep. And compare it with this time, the present time. Yeah. I guess I will do that in another episode, another upcoming episode, possibly next Sunday, God's willing. Yeah. But I still just decided to and still want to, as part of, to ensure that there is continuity, do a Throwback Sunday Live, just with a difference, yes, to engage you, I'm sort of thinking there in terms of, yeah, so the funny thing about the month of May, just looking back, is that the 31st ended on a Saturday. And Saturday is the end of a week. And the 1st of June is on a Sunday, the beginning of another week. Yes? I'm quite sure a lot of you don't oftentimes think in terms of these little, these little things, I think it's also either the first quarter or the second quarter. Full moon is just around the corner. Yeah. Apart from it being overcast here for the past few days, if you notice, if you look carefully, you will see the effect of the wind on my t-shirt. Yes, it's been very, very windy. Just take a look here. Evidence from the swaying of the branches and the trees, the movement of the leaves. Yes, very, very windy. Yep. You can literally hear the gushing sound of the wind as it filters through. It provides a cooling effect. It brings a cooling effect, and the full effect of the sun as a result is not being felt. Yeah? Because even though we've had that sort of a overcast condition, a few of the days just prior was a bit steamy and humid. Yep, rather steamy and humid. I'm quite sure for a lot of you, especially in the colder regions, for example, North America, you are looking forward to, with great anticipation, the upcoming summer months. And again, too, even though you might be looking forward to the summer months, it brings with it another level in terms of heat. Yeah, so you're going from one extreme in terms of the coolness to another extreme. Yeah, for some people they would rather the coolness, why some others look forward to the summer months. Summer months bring with it vacations, travels, yes, a little respite from school, yeah, not so much from work because a lot of you still have to work. You may be able to get vacation a week or two, as the case may be, yeah. But it's a time when you find the traveling and vacationing is at its peak, yeah. As the summer months begins to end, though, and the cool breeze is, hey sis, hey there sis, what's up? Good afternoon to you. What's on the menu today? Probably touch base with you after this live, yeah? Thank you for joining the live anyway, yeah? Yeah, so once that is ended, you know, you're going back to the big chill again, you know, and got to prepare your mind, body, and soul, you know. So, as I always say, you know, life and living is a vicious cycle. It is a vicious cycle, yeah? Just thinking here for a minute. I'm just looking back at some events. Oh yeah. Well, with the advent of Carnival here, Spice Mass to be exact, I'm quite sure that from this month headed towards August, headed towards Spice Mass, there will be a heightening of events, related events at that. Yeah. We saw, was it last month, the unveiling of a new, what I refer to as an upscale rum runner. Yeah, it's called the Esta, ESTA SEA, Ecstasy. Yeah, it's a sort of a, I wouldn't say a luxury cruise ship. It's a cruise boat, yes, one with a difference, yes. It is more spacious, it seems more comfortable, yeah. I think last evening they had, I don't know if it was their first cruise, yes. I have some friends I know that went on that cruise, yeah. I think it's owned and operated by a well-known promoter, Mr. Mr. Duncan here. He was behind, I don't know if many of you would have recalled, Karma Nightclub and the Carnage, yeah? Karma Nightclub, yes. So I'm looking forward to being a part of and experiencing ecstasy at some point in time, in the not too distant future. Yep. Hope then I'll be able to get some footage. But me being me, you know, when it comes to fun and enjoyment, there are just some things that oftentimes takes a back seat. So hopefully that's not the case. But Jason, folks, just take a look here. We have, yep, some rain, yep. The rain is falling at the moment, yep. Not that heavy, yep. It's a light drizzle. You know, light drizzle. And I guess it's, hey my dear, welcome from Aruba. Seeing a bit of the footage there, man. The places look beautiful, man. Thanks for the footage, man. Thanks for the footage. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Yep. Seems as one of the places that I may have to put on the bucket list. Yep. Definitely seem as one of the places I'll have to put on my bucket list there. I see St. Kitts Music Festival is coming up shortly. Yep. It's another one that I hopefully will partake in at some point in time, because I always think in terms of St. Lucia Jazz Festival. Yep. Yep. So hopefully, again, with health and strength, that St. Kitts. You know, I just want to experience quite a number of the islands in the Caribbean, more than anything else. Yeah. Oftentimes, you know, we overlook our sister islands and the many islands that make up the Caribbean, our neighbors to be in fact. Yep. And I think it's high time, and I would want to recommend strongly that we as Caribbean people, we as neighbors, we as family in this region share with each other, visit with each other, understand culturally each other. Yeah. I must say at this point in time, I visited Barbados. I've been to Antigua, Trinidad, Tobago. Maybe 4 or 5 at the most. I think it's 4 or 5. I made a brief stop over in St. Vincent. Yeah. I'm hoping to, as I mentioned, St. Vincent, to journey up boatwise from Carriacou, Petit Martinique, and throughout the Grenadine Islands, all the way up to St. Vincent at some point in time. Yeah? I mean, when you go up to Carriacou, or for that matter, Petit Martinique, and you look across Petit St. Vincent is just a stone's throw, you know, from Petit Martinique, and you look beyond, you see the other islands, Mairo and a slew of other islands that lies between Petit Martinique, Carriacou, and St. Vincent, going up along those paths. Sometime last year, if my memory serves me correctly, I attended a funeral of a good buddy of mine, somebody I got to know during my visits to Petit Martinique. His mother died, and while up there, and you know that a lot of the people in these islands come from various islands, or they mix, or the wife might be one wife, or one husband might be from St. Vincent, or Cameroon, or from Caribbean mainland. They're all intertwined. So his deceased mother was from St. Vincent, and I learned in the funeral that since she came to St. Vincent, she never journeyed back. She got married, had kids, and never went back. And you're talking about years. Simply because they said she was afraid to travel on the boat. I was sort of taken aback because I'm telling myself, I'm quite sure that, you know, she probably made her journey to Petit Martinique on a boat. Anyway, be that as it may, a lot of the relatives from St. Vincent came across to the funeral by boat. And once the funeral and the repast or the happy hour ended, Guess what? Their boats were right there waiting on them, and they took their boat, and I can see them headed out to the respective islands, St. Vincent. Yeah. So I'm just saying that to say it's just a stone's throw away. Maybe an hour or less than an hour. Yes. So I look forward to sometime soon, to do likewise. Yeah. To understand, visit, and share with the people of the islands of the Caribbean. Yep, our neighbors. Yep. Again, let me strongly encourage and urge us here in Grenada and the wider Caribbean to do just that. Yep. I see to the talk, continued communication and action being taken to bridge the divide between the Caribbean and the motherland, the African continent. Yep. Nigeria, Kenya, Botswana, Uganda, Zambia, just to name a few. I think also that there is something in the pipeline by way of air. I think it's air travel. Yeah, travel being made easier between these countries. Yeah, there was talk again recently in terms of direct flight from Nigeria. Yeah, last year I think there was a flight, inaugural flight from Barbados. I think it was around August to, I think it was Kenya, and I'm subject to correction. Yeah. I also remember only too well during last year's Spice Mass seeing persons from the African continent partaking in Spice Mass with their flags. Yeah. So there definitely is action and moves to ensure that culturally and otherwise though we are separated by water, thousands and thousands of miles, that would not separate and curtail the communication that is so vital, that is so much needed, so that we can understand each other and return to the place where our foreparents was forcibly taken from. It is vital that we understand and know our history, our African heritage. Again, let me welcome each and every one of you to my Throwback Sunday Live. Yep. You know me as usual, sometimes when I get to talking about things that I'm passionate about, I am inclined to just keep going and going, and sometimes overlook and forget that I am not just talking to myself, but I'm talking to you, my family, of subscribers, viewers, and followers. If this in any way appeals to you, and I'm talking about that which I'm saying, please comment, drop a comment, share, like, and I urge you to ultimately subscribe. Yep, I am but taking baby steps along this journey. Yep, not quite sure what over there has for me, but I will continue to engage you, to discuss issues, highlight, and attempt to create discussions, generate ideas, and hopefully arrive at solutions to issues that we face, whether it be here in my beautiful state of Grenada, Caribbean, Petit Martin, the Caribbean, and the wider world. It is incumbent upon us all to share and learn from each other. Folks, as we speak, the rainfall has intensified or is intensifying. Yeah? Let me just give you a better view here. You see, if you look straight ahead, look at the grayness in the clouds. Yep. The grayness in the clouds. The clouds are definitely heavy. Yep. I mean, just take a look all around. Greenery, lush greenery. Yep. Yes, folks. Tell me what you think. How is your Sunday going? What are you up to today? What are your plans for the month of June? Yep. Some of you may be celebrating a birthday today, wherever you are, or an anniversary. Happy birthday, happy anniversary. Yes. Wish you the best of health and strength on this day. Yep. We look forward to 2 holidays, public holidays in this month here in the state of Grenada. Corpus Christi and Whit Monday. And they usually follow each other. Whit Monday signals as has been the case over the years, Whit Monday, and it's usually a weekend. See a lot of sporting activities. Grenada being no exception. Whitsuntide games, yeah. And it usually involves participation from the wider Caribbean and sometimes the wider world, yeah. Competing against each other here at the Grenada's National Stadium. So it's a time when people look forward to some recreation, some form of recreation, albeit athletics. Yeah, while some others would want to go on the beach, have a picnic, enjoy each other's company, whatever you do, it's yeah. More importantly, though, Corpus Christi is planting day for us here in Grenada. I'm not quite sure how it is in the Caribbean. I'm thinking it's the same thing. Yep. By now, a lot of you would have tilled your soil, prepared your ground, got gotten your seeds and your planting material, just awaiting that day to put your seed and whatever it is in the ground. Yep. Because it signals not just the planting season, but rainfall. Yeah. Again, we have been having rain throughout, for the most part, this dry season. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a big planting day. It's a really big planting day. I mean, times have certainly changed in some places, you know, but it's a tradition. It's traditional here for us, yes, to go out on that day and plant, especially your corn and your peas. Yep, main staples here, corn and peas. Yep. A lot of people go by the phases of the moon in terms of planting above the ground and beneath the ground. Yep. We've seen, or we've come to know historically that our foreparents was guided by the phases of the moon in terms of the planting, yeah, and productivity. Yep. You have times for the, as I say, the above ground and the underground. Yep. Yep. So yes, June month, as I say, is these two holidays. After June, the next holidays that we look forward to is way down in August. Yep. So when June would have ended, you have a lull. July comes in, and immediately following July, you have Carnival. Yep. August, Monday and Tuesday. I think it's the 13th and 14th. Yep. Subject to correction. I see, and a lot of the social networks, questions being asked in terms of accommodation, in terms of activities, what can be done, where to go, etc., etc. You have a lot of people looking forward to and already booked and preparing to visit Grenada for Spice Mass. You know, and they are accustomed to, I wouldn't say the nightlife, to activities of one kind or another. Yeah. And as I say, I'm quite sure, yeah, I'm quite sure come this month, right up to Carnival and probably beyond, there will be a slew of activities. So all one has to do is to check with the many events and activities planned from June right up to August and make your selection. Beach events, cruises, picnics, what it is, dance, concerts, calypsos, yes, calypso shows, the judging of the tents, a lot of pre-carnival activities as well too. I'm not sure if there will be any shows involving foreign artists, because it was made quite clear by the Prime Minister, Honorable Dickon Mitchell, either last year or the year before, that they're trying to stem the tide of having outside artists coming in just around or before or during our premier summer event. Because I have gone to Calypso, I think it was Dimash Gra event. It may have been about 4 or 5 years ago. And they had something in Moonlight City. Was it White in the Moonlight? With a number of foreign artists. And the stadium was all but empty. All but empty simply because a lot of people left and attended that show. Yeah? So the hope by the Prime Minister when he made that statement is to encourage more participation in what we have in our local events. Calypso, Soca Monarch, mass participation. I think too, the committees need to create incentives to get Grenadians involved. You need to create incentives. For example, let's say you're having not so much the Queen show. I'm not one for Queen shows. Calypso or the Soca Monarch. The first 50 will be afforded a door prize or a 5% off on the ticket. That is enough to get more people to attend. I'm just saying, these are some little things that we can look at so as to get more and more people involved in that which is culturally ours. So yeah, as for me, I intend to, during the course of today, prepare my listing in terms of activities and events vis-a-vis my ability to provide quality content. Yep. I am challenged though with getting another gimbal. I have one here, but it's something is wrong with it. Yeah. I would rather one where it would move as fast as I move it. Yeah. I have one here, but it's, if I'm, this one here, it has no sort of an extension. This here is more a table model than anything else. Yeah. But I need one that I can hold. And if I move left, it moves left. I move right, it moves right. Yeah. And I want one that I can extend to a fair length. So hopefully I can arm myself and equip myself with that and more prior to Carnival, even long before Carnival. Yeah. So yes, folks. I was saying. So I intend to prepare me a list of the activities specific to June and eventually July and August. I may not be able to go to each and every one, but my hope is to go to as much as possible, to attend as much as possible. So my administrative assistant will hopefully assist in that regard. I have a supporting group comprising 2 ladies that oftentimes assist me with whatever challenges content creation that I may have, and I'm thankful for that. Yeah. Folks, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, thank you for joining my live Throwback Sunday. Yeah, again, it's a Throwback Sunday with a slight twist. Yeah, it's one where I'm in my backyard, so to speak. Yeah, not doing that which I'm accustomed to doing on Sunday, headed out and visiting with the areas that I grew up, yeah, specifically the city of St. George, the streets, the places, yes, alleyways, etc. Yeah. So I thoroughly hope you enjoy. I thoroughly hope you enjoy. Yes. Um, so my wish for you for today is one of joy, happiness, relaxation, rejuvenation, preparing your mind, body, and soul for the challenges of the official first week in June. Thank you once again. Share, like, subscribe, and your comments are always welcome. Thank you, sister. Thank you, sister. I'll touch base with you there shortly. Thank you, everyone. Peace